Woodworking 101. You cut a piece of wood, it's going to bend. How many people have gone to Home Depot, you flip through all the 2x4s?
I want the straight one.
You want the straight one.
There's one in this pile, I'm going to find it.
Yeah, and it's always down low and it's buried a bunch of, underneath a bunch of crooked ones that are crooked because people flip through it and leave them up there to bend and warp. When they're packed tight, they don't because they're wet and they're staying straight. So you go down and you get that, and well, I've got the straight one, and you take it home and you cut it. And it goes boing, and it just bends, or it dries and it bends, or you nail it and it bends, right? So straight is sort of a condition that stays in a piece of wood, and what you want to do is you want to approach it to where when you're finally done working on it, it's totally dry, it's in equilibrium with itself, it's been stress relieved. So we know that just as woodworkers. But the difference between a straight 2x4 and a straight neck is kind of like the difference that when that machinist said, oh, you didn't tell me you wanted straight, you just said straight, you know. So what we want this is to be straight to within thousandths of an inch. And so every time we start with, let me put it this way, you pick out a piece of mahogany, this is going to be a neck. Well, that piece of mahogany's got a lot of personality, right? But every time we add something to it or take something away from it, that it becomes more of a composite of the whole. To where eventually that piece of mahogany, if your woodworking was right, has no more personality. It's just mahogany, and it's part of the composition. People say, well, I got a neck and it twisted. Well, it was twisted in the beginning, or it wasn't really, it was never really straight. So our process is simple. What do we have? Half a dozen straightening processes in this, or something like that along the way. What we do is we take a cut, and now, just because we start with a blank, we'll take a cut on it, and just from taking that cut, that neck's going to twist a little bit. Might be so little that you can't see it, but it's going to twist. Some are going to twist a lot, some won't twist at all. So we don't grade, we don't look and go, oh, this one needs straightening and that one doesn't. No, they all get straightening, whether they need it or not. And the way we do that is, because what you can't do is take a twisted piece of wood and clamp it down to a table, flatten it out, cut it, and then lift it back up and it spring back to where it was. So we built special devices that are kind of like needles. They just clamp the neck with just the most gentle pressure, but there's 20 needles or knife edges that just bite it. So it's really secure, but you haven't taken any of that twist out. Cut it flat on a machine, turn it over, cut it flat again, then we proceed. And we do that over and over and over.